honest. I'm unforgettable.
Gillis jumps on a dive. Classic Durant for three. It's good. Kevin Durant. Oh, he puts it in. Thompson turning and shooting. What a shot by Klay Thompson.
I'm unforgettable.
Kyrie. Oh, and pass. Moves and eyes from the crowd. Putting on a show with the ball handling. Layup is good.
I'm unforgettable.
Okay, so I was working this very show on July 4th, 2016, and pre-show we got word from our producer that Kevin Durant was expected to announce his free agency plans, and that the news could obviously come down during our time slot and would subsequently blow up the show if he decided to leave. But based on reports, he was probably going to stay in OKC. 15 minutes into the show, he chose the Warriors. We did 5 hours that day instead of 1. And 3 years later, we know the impact that fateful decision had on the league. And as Brian Windhorst speculates, his pending decision could also create a similar domino effect.
Kevin Durant's free agency was always expected to rock the NBA, just not in this way.
Ibaka trying to stay with Durant, knocks it away, and Durant slipping. And Durant grabbing that right leg.
After tearing his Achilles in that terrible moment in the finals, he's gone from an impactful free agent to one of the most mysterious ones the league has ever seen. His choice will set up a domino effect that will have ripple effects throughout the league. Will the Knicks take the gamble?
KD joining the Knicks, I think it would be great for the whole NBA and just basketball, period.
They've been on the hunt for a superstar game changer as long as they can remember. Amari Stoudemire was damaged. Carmelo Anthony was a near miss. Kristaps Porzingis was a false start. Kyrie Irving may be headed elsewhere, and Anthony Davis is no longer an option. So letting young players like number 3 pick R.J. Barrett, Dennis Smith Jr., and Mitchell Robinson develop as Durant recovers may be a legit option, albeit a risky one.
His mindset is to be the domino. That makes every other domino fall.
Will the Clippers go for it? They have the flexibility to go in any direction. They have a terrific mix of gifted young players and polished veterans. They're going to take a swing at Kawhi Leonard. If they miss, they can move on to Durant and rely on their deep roster to compete as he recovers in warm Southern California. But with some maneuvers, they could perhaps sign both. Could it be the Nets? Brooklyn has been clearing cap space the last several weeks, making room for 2 big names. Irving appears to be lining up to be one, and they've been scheming to make Durant the other. Now, perhaps Irving holds down the fort with the Nets' other young pieces as they wait for Durant to return. With him already recovering in New York, it's a serious possibility.
This is going to be the craziest summer ever.
But what if KD just stays home with the Warriors? Golden State was bracing for losing Durant. Now they could turn a crisis into an opportunity. By offering a 5-year contract, the Warriors have the chance to show him support when he needs it most. Rehabbing alongside Klay Thompson, Durant could perhaps flip the script, to go from being seen as a mercenary to a selfless and devoted teammate, then returning to make another run. That sounds like a fairy tale. In the end, it's about selling a vision, the teams to Durant and Durant to the teams. If they're both right, they could be right big. If they're wrong, well, this would truly be a tragedy.
Here's how the money breaks down. If Durant re-signs with the Warriors on a max deal, he can make $221.3 million over 5 years. However, if he decides he wants to go somewhere else, that team can offer the 2-time Finals MVP a paltry $164 million over 4 years.
The first pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select Zion Williamson from Duke University.
Don't even see him real, I just shook his hand. I dreamed about this since I was 4, and for it to actually happen.
Is there anything that you'd like to say to your new team and family in New Orleans?
Let's dance. Let's dance.
The whirlwind tour of New Orleans continued Saturday for Zion. Alongside his new head coach, Alvin Gentry, and team owner Gail Benson, the 18-year-old spent time with the community at a local kids' playground for the dedication of a refurbished basketball court. Our NBA reporter Malika Andrews was also there and caught up with the city's newest Pelican.
It means a lot for me to be out here because I grew up in a place similar to this in the basketball court, brought all the kids together, just a place to have fun. So I think it just means a lot for the community for that this court's here. I think that's why basketball players want to give back to the community because they never forget where they came from. I love the community that's together. So if there's any events like this, you'll probably catch me at some high school football games, some high school basketball games. I just love to be in environments like that because it reminds me of how I grew up.
What was the significance of basketball for you when you were growing up?
Basketball was just that was my thing, go to school, try to do my homework, but after school and homework, I was on the outdoor court, playing with grown men who was slapping my shot back to half court, just getting my competitive spirit right, and I'm glad I went through that because I think that's where I get my will to win from.
You hear the enthusiasm and optimism based on the arrival of that man, and to really assume the mantle and be the face of the franchise in New Orleans.
A lot of these kids, for the first time, are now wearing that logo with your name on the back. What is it like to see kids wearing a Zion Williamson New Orleans Pelicans jersey?
I mean, it's a surreal feeling. I didn't think I'd be here. I never thought I'd be in this kind of situation. So when I got that jersey yesterday, I'm surprised I didn't cry, honestly, because as a little kid, I said I wanted to be in the NBA before it actually happened. I mean, I can't tell you how crazy it was.
Check this out. Zion enters next season as a favorite to win Rookie of the Year. Entering Monday night's award show, the award has gone to a #1 overall pick 7 of the last 15 seasons, starting with LeBron James. The last Pelican to win the award was Chris Paul in the 2005-06 season. Pelicans opened Summer League play July 5th on ESPN. Elle?
Tony, let's take a walk down memory lane. Do you remember when the internet went all nuts over Anthony Davis and the Looney Tunes, right? Just to remind you, he had already made his intentions to leave New Orleans pretty clear, and they were sort of awkwardly still making him play, so he wore a "That's All, Folks" shirt into the arena, which sparked a whole debate about 26-year-olds picking out their own clothes. Yeah, so armed with a joke that he has apparently been sitting on for months, Pelicans coach Alvin Gentry asked about his former star yesterday, and he responded with a
"That's all, folks."
Getting a little jab in there, right, Coach?
Hey, you know what? Payback is a...
You can fill in the blank. Seth Greenberg with us this morning. Now, Coach, the Pelicans have overhauled their roster. Anthony Davis traded. Then we have Zion as their top pick. And they also bring in top 10 pick Jaxson Hayes. How do you see Gentry working with this roster and their strengths?
I think he's got a unique, young, talented roster. Include Drew Holiday in that mix.
Yeah.
But when you think of Zion Williamson, everyone thinks about the explosiveness. And he's a world-class athlete. To me, I think about how hard he plays. He's got incredible defensive range. He can help and still recover and block a shot. But he's relentless. He can handle the ball, high basketball IQ, terrific feel, great teammate, makes others better. And now you put a guy like Jaxson Hayes with him. Jaxson Hayes only been playing basketball 3 years, averaged 2 points a game as a junior in high school. But he's got a 7'3.5" wingspan, a 9'2" standing reach. He's going to be a terrific defender, protect the rim, switch ball screens. Oh, and by the way, he was a high school football receiver, great hands. Playing with Lonzo Ball, his ability to run the floor, catch the ball above the rim, play out of ball screens. Ball's got great vision, does a great job of advanced passing. He fits with this transition-oriented, athletic type of lineup. Now, here's the key. If they want to play small ball, if they can sign Julius Randle or a Julius Randle type, all of a sudden they have an explosive small ball lineup with Ingram, with Holiday, with Hart, with Zion Williamson, with Hayes. This team has some versatility offensively and defensively. They can play small, but their core group of young players and the opportunity for them to grow together, this has a chance to be a really special group down the road. Zion Williamson, his energy to me is the difference. He plays with incredible passion, and he puts his arms around everyone, which brings up everyone's ability to really just embrace the moment.
You give it a thumbs up for the rebuild in New Orleans so
They've
far?
done a great job. I think they've had not a good draft, a great draft. Again, I don't know where the numbers are. If they could get Randall with this group or another veteran.
Yeah, they're not done. We'll see what they do during free agency.
Who knows what could happen.
All right, Seth Greenberg getting you ready with everything that you need to know.
ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Progressive Insurance. So I'm sitting in the conference room today, here in New York City at the South Street Seaport, Pier 17 studios of ESPN. It's crazy. It's 10 shows packed into a 5-show building. The Jump is here from L.A. They've taken over the green room. Nobody has any place to work. And, of course, the draft was last night, so this place is chock full of NBA draft experts. I got Jonathan Gavoni over here and Woj over there. I got Zach Lowe over here and Brian Windhorst over there. They're all everywhere on couches and chairs in guest offices, and I got no place to work. I think I'm going to go into Stephen A's office because why not? And also, Stephen A has given me permission. I don't want you to think I would just put my feet up on the desk in there. I would. I don't think you should think I would just go in there uninvited. I would. Stephen A told me I could use his office, but it was taken as well. So where am I going to go? So I go into the conference room. It's right by the entrance doors. And I'm sitting in there, and you can tell this is going to be a thing. People are coming in here because there's some pastries out, and you don't get that kind of stuff just when you work here. So people must be coming through, and of course they are because the Jump is here, the draft, First Take, and I see Kendrick Perkins walk through, former NBA player. Andre Iguodala comes in. He's going on First Take, and he's got a new book out called Sixth Man. And Andre Iguodala is there to talk about his new book. It's out, by the way, on June 25th. You can go pick that up. Great guy. In the few moments I had to talk to Andre Iguodala today. And then walking through the door is a vision. I believe, and I'm not 100% certain, he was wearing pajama bottoms. You know, plaid, loose. What's that fabric that's not fleece, maybe fleece, like winter wear pajama bottom? Not sure, but it could have been that kind of bottom. A ball cap, a trucker cap, a
flannel?
Blue.
What are you talking about?
It was flannel. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Okay.
A blue number 54 Dallas Cowboys jersey with the name White on the back. A call back to Randy White of the Dallas Cowboys. And nose pierced and lip pierced, in walks Dennis Rodman. I said, oh my gosh. Now, Dennis Rodman, I have never met, but I feel like Dennis Rodman's been a part of my life from the jump. He's from Southern Oklahoma, North Texas area. And back in the day when I was just a kid in high school or coming back from college, we'd always go to Lake Texoma and party at North Island on Lake Texoma. And everybody'd come up from Dallas, and the strip clubs usually emptied out, and everybody got onto a cigarette boat and went up to Lake Texoma, and always in the middle of it, but not always, but in special occasions, there was Dennis Rodman. I believe the name of his boat was Sexual Chocolate. And there were wave runners just flying all around with women on them around his boat. It was like a beehive and then bees all around it, just everywhere. Everybody knew Rodman is here. So he walks in, he sees me, he walks into the green room, and he goes, I'll just come in here with Mr. Smartass. Oh, I guess we do know each other, Dennis. I guess we do. He was really cool. I like talking to Dennis Rodman. He'll come on the show sometime. But he went on to First Take today, and he had some things not just to say about me and me being a smartass. He had some things to say about some current NBA players and how they'd match up with his Bulls team. Here is what Basketball Hall of Famer Dennis Rodman said about Draymond Green.
Best tandem still today, I thought it was Joe Dumars and Isaiah Thomas. I think Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen can guard anybody. He's 6'9", can guard anybody, length to length. Kevin Durant, he'll have a hard time with Scottie Pippen. I don't know who will guard Michael Jordan on the Warriors. Literally, who? I mean, literally, who?
What three dudes?
Except put it like this. I would handle. I got no problem handling that guy, Green guy. He'll be eating out of my hands.
Draymond Green.
Draymond
thinks he's the best defender ever.
No, Draymond, keep getting your teeth straight, honey, and listen to your mama. Okay, this is Dr. D. Ross calling right now, baby. You want some prescription? Come ask me.
The most insulting thing about that clip had nothing to do with his shot at his teeth. It was about forgetting his name, that green guy. I handed that green guy. And then Dennis Rodman went on to talk about what Michael Jordan would do in today's league. Listen to this.
If you look at Michael, the body work he's done over the years, you look at LeBron, the body work he's done over the years. How many years? 17 now, going to 18? Michael is the greatest player ever. Michael's been injured one time. He never asked to sit out. He never asked for anything, but only he asked for respect and money. As far as LeBron and Michael, if Michael played in this era, he'll average 50. He averaged 50 points. LeBron's a great talent, no doubt. He's probably one of the top 3 players ever played.
I agree with Dennis Rodman about Michael Jordan. I think the Chicago Bulls are the greatest dynasty of all time in the NBA. I think that Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time in the NBA. I think there's no doubt in the MJ versus LeBron debate. I think it's clear and easy. It's Michael Jordan. But I will say this. While I don't doubt Dennis Rodman's ability to handle various aspects of this Warriors team, while I don't doubt Dennis Rodman's ability to handle Draymond Green, I think this Warriors team, not this one, but the one from last year and the year before, the one from 2017 and 2018, the one with Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, I think that team beats the best Bulls teams of the 90s. As a one single year, one single team, who wins? I think the Warriors had too much firepower at the top. I could ask who handles Michael Jordan, but then I could also ask you back, who handles Kevin Durant? And then, in turn, Steph Curry. I think for any one series, one game, I would take this Warriors team against any in history. That doesn't make them the best dynasty. They're not. That's still the Bulls. But as a one-year team, give me this Warriors team. The Will Cain Show on ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance, making it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. There's a new rumor, maybe even a report about Kevin Durant and where he could be headed. He could be joining Kyrie Irving in New York, but not with the Knicks. A latest rumor about Brooklyn next.